Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, most successful screenwriter in the history of the world. Recovering hobo. And I'm here to have my breakfast on a cold, rainy morning in Hollywood, well, Los Angeles, well, more like Koreatown. But I love Koreatown, but Hollywood, Koreatown, like right next to each other. Oh wait, I don't want more milk. I want more water. I'll put like another half cup of water in here, or my protein powder and flaxseed are going to be like too thick. It's going to be like a thick paste in here. My other banana, that banana breakfast yesterday was delicious. 135 grams of banana will give me about 32 grams of carbohydrates. That's what I'm looking for. Oh boy. This is interesting. I'm not complaining, but so yesterday I did a lot, and I left my apartment for a little while. I went to a cafe. It was pretty nice being there. Great coffee. I had an Americano, and then this place in Koreatown, and then like a hibiscus tea, or I forget what I had. Rose water tea, I can't remember. It was pink, reddish, crimson. But I went there because the water was out in my building for a couple hours, and I could have hung around here, stung around here, but I go to the bathroom a lot. I drink a lot of water. I imbibe a lot of fluid, and I excrete a lot of fluid. And I didn't want to keep using the toilet if that was going to happen when I couldn't flush the toilet. So went to a coffee shop, read some Sherlock Holmes. It was great. The Mystery at Boscombe, I think it was titled. That was a great story. Only like 18 pages, but a little noisy. Not noisy. I loved seeing the people coming in and out. I'm like, oh, it's just so interesting. You see how many people are coming and see how they're dressed and kind of who they're with, and people bringing their pets, their dogs. These two little dogs had coats on. Everybody was going up to them. But came back. I watched Umberto D by Vittorio De Sica. Excellent film. And then The Rules of the Game by Jean Renoir. Also excellent film. And it turns out Rules of the Game is playing at the Los Feliz 3 all throughout the next week or two. But that's okay. I'm like, first of all, seeing those movies, it was a great experience, but I'm like, what bothered me is there was no audience with me. I'm like, oh, I see what I'm missing by not seeing it with an audience. It's actually an education to see it with an audience, to feel their reaction when they're losing interest, even in these classic films, classic films. I don't call these ones in quotes, but there are classic films I've seen with audiences where I'm like, oh, I was so excited for this, and then I see myself along with everyone else's, or just our whole energy of the audience dipping when we're like, the filmmaker, ferocious energy, great idea, and then the execution's not great for certain moments, but then it perks up other times, and it's very instructive, and I'm like, I missed out on that by not seeing it with an audience. So I'm saving money by not going to theaters, but either I have to go to theaters once in a while. I should go. I haven't been now in over a month, so I'm like, it's probably time to go again. I want to go see something and try and make it worthwhile. So they have double features at the Secret Movie Club. I'm going to try and go to one of those at least. They're going to have a silent film, The Phantom Carriage, with live accompaniment. I'm like, I love seeing old silent films, so 135 grams of banana. Maybe that, but it truly is an education to see a film with an audience, and I could feel that void I was missing by seeing it alone. I'm like, oh, that's the point of seeing it with an audience. So just once in a while, it's good to do that. I'm like, yeah, I loved watching Rules of the Game, because that was the second movie I saw yesterday. But I'm like, to watch two movies in one day without an audience there, without that social feedback, or even with an audience, it's like, for me, it's kind of overload. I should have been reading or writing or something. That's okay. I'm glad I saw it. I've heard about this film so long. Paul Schrader says it's one of his famous films. So as I'm watching, I'm imagining Paul Schrader watching and what he's seen into it. And of course, I've heard so much about it. You know, it was received with outrage at the time. I'm like, good, because it was, you know, a very sort of fiery, uh, what would you call it, even criticism or expose of the upper class in France and their petty, frivolous problems and hatreds and all that. Okay, a little over 140 grams, but I'll put less blueberries. Put 6 extra grams of banana, so I'll put 6 less grams of blueberries, even though they're not this, they don't work out to the same carbohydrates. So 16 grams of blueberries. But I'm like, I could have been doing something a little more, but that's okay. Even in that pain, I learned something, and I did a little journaling about it. It's so be it. Crap, I forgot to stir this up before I put the banana in. And now it's going to be hard to stir. That's okay. It's going to be alright. Just gets it harder to stir everything. Anyways. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I should see stuff in the theater sometimes. I missed out on an education because of that. So that was good too. Even that vacuum, that pain, that absence, it was instructive. And I still have time between my next class. My next writing class doesn't start till after the new year. I don't plan on doing anything big for the new year. Maybe I'll go out and watch a movie. But I don't get to stay up late, or I try not to. Because I'm doing so much. The thing is, I have something very important to do, which is, first of all, writing. Lately I'm doing more like reading poetry and writing poetry. And I'm like, I've been slacking on the writing lately because I've been doing so much studying DaVinci Resolve, which is its own writing too, but, and I love doing it. It's like taking me through a tunnel into another world. But I'm like, okay, I'm good at studying it. Now I want to push myself to do what I'm not good at, whatever it is. And I want to keep studying it and then practice with footage with it and go shoot footage and practice and practice with, other people's footage. Because there's footage people provide online that you can just grade in DaVinci Resolve or whatever, edit in another program. Just like test out footage from different cameras, and also it's just part of stuff people put out to help you get educated on editing software, whatever it may be, and coloring software. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And continuing with my writing and pushing harder with my writing, because that should not slack one bit. I've been reading poetry out loud, and I start hearing myself, how do I want to speak when I'm reading poetry? And realizing the things I don't like hearing. It's 15 grams, good enough. I'm not going to put more. Put this last blueberry, take it out of here, put it in this other case of blueberries that I have. banana. Hey, FOT fans. Banana breakfast, back on my diet after Saturday. I had my cheat meal. I gotta cheat less because I still want to lose at least another 5 pounds. I'm getting fairly low in body fat. I'm not sure exactly where I am, but I'd like to try and get, if I can tell, really cut like single digit body fat. And also, it's cold and rainy. Man, how, let's think. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So I was talking about the pipes, were being worked on in my building. So didn't have water for a few hours yesterday. No big deal for us. And it's an old building, so they got to do that sometimes. And they give us heads up and all that. And they actually usually bring the water back before they're scheduled. They say they will. So, they try and be good about it. But the hot water hasn't been running since then, and I only realized it this morning in a shower. And so I basically just took a cold shower, and it was invigorating. And when I got out, I felt so much warmer. And I can't complain because, first of all, I've taken a decent number of cold showers, whether on the street or even at the gym. I used to turn the water cold at the end. But so it was like I managed okay. I mean, it's fine. But there's so many people who are homeless. Just want to wait while my roommate went by. He's going out. He and I are cool. He just went out for work. I didn't want him to wonder, like, what's Angelo doing? How many homeless people, tens of thousands in LA, have to survive somehow in this rain? And I'm sure at least several died the last few nights. Because on average, one homeless person dies a day in LA, something like that. So many of them have medical problems they need help with. And how are you supposed to get proper medical treatment for something you need to chronically tend to, but then you can't be in a place where you can recover? Glenda David, it's been a while since you've been here. Saying I look like my dad? Maybe so. How many homeless people are? What can you even say other than how ridiculous, how stupid and cruel is it that we don't just get them housing? We have the space, in other words, the vacant homes, the vacant businesses, the vacant offices, the vacant hotel rooms. We have the money, that's for sure. It's just people like to put people who have less than them in more pain. And that's aside from getting quality medical treatment can be a nightmare anywhere. But here in LA, it can be. I thought I might have to go to the ER the other day. It was funny because I fell asleep in my writing class with my hand, like, arm on my desk. And my desk, I pronounced it like disc. Desk like this. And when I woke up, I don't know, 30 minutes later or whatever, the left side of my face and my ear was numb and my left arm was tingling. And I think I just compressed a nerve. I couldn't feel my ear really for like a day and a half or 2 days, so I was kind of scared. At first in class, I was like, like, why can't I feel this? And I was looking up symptoms, and my left arm was tingling, so I'm like, am I having a stroke? But I'm like, if I leave now, I'm going to miss class, and I'll have to go to the ER and miss work tomorrow, and it's probably going to take at least 12 hours to get seen by a doctor at the ER. and it's miserable to get to one, and I'll need a ride to the hospital, and I feel weird getting a lift to the hospital because I don't want the person to think I'm contagious or something, or them to feel self-conscious. And thank goodness it turns out I was fine. It was just probably a compressed nerve. My ear's okay now. It's been fine. But that's even just in a pretty able-bodied, healthy person trying to get treatment, you know? Yeah, Glenda, my mom's doing really well. She actually just had surgery lately, just like a plastic surgery, a cosmetic procedure. She her eyelid was drooping so much. She said it was annoying. It was getting in the way. You could probably see it in videos for a while. It was starting to droop more and more to where she said her eyelashes were in her vision. So they just corrected that, and she said it took an hour, and so she's off work for a few days to recover. But she's like, "Oh, it's so much better now." So anyway, she's doing well. Thanks. I'm on a meal plan, eating healthy, working out hard, weighing myself, dieting hard, in the right way, getting the right nutrition. When I got on this meal plan, I realized I have to like double the amount of protein I was eating. And I can't believe how much I could feel the pain of missing out, of seeing these films, excuse me, with an audience. After how many films I've seen with an audience the last year, I saw so many movies. I would see movies every weekend, pretty much for a while. And I realized I was spending a lot of money, so it's like, kind of try and save it. But now I'm like, oh, it hurt how I was watching the rules of the game, one of the most, called one of the greatest films ever made. And I had a great time watching it. I could feel how fiery, ferocious the film was. And I'm like, ah, damn, I'm missing out. I know I could be learning from it if I was watching with an audience and feeling where their attention sags and where it raises. Because me watching by myself, it almost feels antisocial after a while. So I'm like, damn, maybe at least just once a month, I should see a movie out in a theater. Oh, am I going to see Avatar? I'm not that into new movies. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, at first I'd say there's plenty of older movies I want to see. So, I picked new movies. I want to see The Whale from Darren Aronofsky, but I couldn't find it playing anywhere. I don't know where it's playing yet. I checked the Alamo Drafthouse's schedule for next weekend. It's literally like Friday. The only movie they have playing is Avatar all day. And I don't blame them in a way. I mean, it's going to make a ton of money, right? And I'm happy that people are, if it's something, if people are going to enjoy it, they can have something they enjoy. Just for me, I want to watch something different, but I want to try and see something next weekend. I have a good idea of what I'm going to see. Something earlier in the day. Some John Ford films I've never seen a John Ford film with the humorist Will Rogers. I've seen some of Will Rogers' silent shorts. Because they're going to play early in the day. So it means I don't have to stay up late, and it's a double feature. At the Secret Movie Club, and I believe they renovated the theater there. I love that theater, so I want to go see these. I haven't been there in months. Last movie I saw there was Thunder Road from Jim Cummings, with Jim Cummings there to do Q&A. And after they were doing a triple feature of his films. After Thunder Road, I was so tired I had to leave. I enjoyed it. It was a great experience. Incredible film. I was so tired, like I could not stay. Gonna ride my bike in the rain, if it's still raining, but I'll be all right. Glenda, I'm not gonna see it, thank you, but I usually don't really like seeing new movies. Not a whole lot I'm interested in. Or I have to find new movies if I sort of seek them out. I saw Wild Goose Lake. That was a 2019, I believe, Chinese film. Amazing. Amazing neo-noir. But yeah, I have to see stuff with an audience. And this weekend I haven't been out with people a lot because, I've been thinking save money, just try and save, but I'm like, oh, it kind of atrophies my ability to gauge a film when I'm not around people, because I need that feedback of the audience at some point, or people around me somewhere, or just exercise that muscle of being social. Yeah, I was at the cafe, I talked to the barista a little, I was saying, I don't know much about coffee, just which one's a good coffee that's no sugar or low sugar, whatever. She recommended just Americano. It was really good. I didn't want anything with milk in it because, for one thing, I don't want to have cow milk. Sometimes I do, whatever. I can't remember the last time I did, but that, and I just didn't want any extra calories. I cheated on my meal plan over the weekend. It was a planned cheat, but let's see if it's still raining. Looks like it's not, but I'm definitely going to dress warm. Oh, no, yeah, it looks like it's not raining. It was raining just a few minutes ago. Damn, big, beautiful SUV outside, but I also think SUVs are pretty much such a waste. We have to urbanize North America. We're the biggest polluters in the world. We have to reduce our car usage, increase public transit. But anyways, it's if I don't exercise that social muscle enough, it withers my ability to, it just bothered me. Or I should have written more this weekend. I didn't do as much writing as I probably should have. Hopefully the hot water's back tomorrow, but if not, I'm okay. I'm fine. It's not even I hit the cold shower today, but I'm okay. I'm no, it's fine. I've cold showered a good number of times. I didn't have a shower for 7 months while I was homeless. The pandemic started. I was showering on the street with water bottles. Although that water I kept fairly warm by my body heat. William Hurt film. I would put the water bottles in my sleeping bag when I slept in my car, and then I would shower with them. And you can see a lot of those videos of me showering on the street. But in the winter time, yeah, even LA, it gets 40, 50 degrees at night. Horrible, horrible to shower in that. I did that for 2 weeks and realized it was ridiculously painful. And riding my bike, I don't even want to say like, oh, it's raining, but I'll be fine. No, it's just I enjoy riding my bike in the rain. I have a poncho. It's a really cheap one it's already started tearing. I got to get like a quality one. But also, I recently got a waterproof rain jacket, which I like. I was sitting in the cafe yesterday in that waterproof rain jacket, looking down at my arms, and I felt like Holden, what's his name, um, from Mindhunter, and I'm reading this Sherlock Holmes story. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm looking at like the POV shot of like a modern, detective Sherlock Holmes updated for some scrappy young American guy instead of a British guy, and thinking how could I adapt this Sherlock Holmes story, the mystery at Boscombe or something. All right, thank you, Glenda. Already had my coffee this morning, did my workout, my upper body workout. I did a bunch of supersets so I could get it done quickly and try and leave early for work, get a bunch of work done today. "5:45, that's a pretty good time. I slept well, thank goodness. I don't know if I'll wear it today. I probably won't, but I found this old hat that I got. Not old. Somebody gave it to me a while ago, and I've had it stored away. This was nice. I got to wear it out yesterday when I went to the cafe. By the time I left the cafe, it was warm enough. I didn't need this. I had to take a magnesium tablet. I don't know how necessary it is for me to take these, but why not? All right, everyone. Now I'm going to do the unmentionable. I'm going to floss. I don't want to do that on camera. And floss go up and down. Pull it like against the sides of each tooth. It helps a lot. Helps keep your mouth clean, your gums healthy. And thanks for watching. So try and be healthy, everyone. Educate yourself on nutrition, on everything. Stop making excuses for things you're doing to sabotage yourself in your life, and start doing the things you need to do. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.